Okay. Greetings, everyone. This is Payman Lorenzo, your host of the Leader Rock podcast. Today, I have another wonderful guest for you guys. My new friend, Annie Papazyan. We connected about, what was it, 3-4 weeks ago on the serving circle, my favorite community, and a little bit about her. And I've been seeing her coming to the event, to the serving circle calls for a couple of times, and I thought, wow, that's a very intriguing woman. I would love to have a meet and greet chat with her, and then invite her on our podcast. And wow, as soon as I had on podcast, I knew that she has to be on the call on the show, because she has one of those stories that once you hear it, say, wow. Just a little bit about her. She's originally from Armenia, and she came to the US in 1992. She's based in Los Angeles. She works, she's a pain resolution specialist and pain relief for people. She works with kinesiology, nutrition, functional nutrition, genetics, and medical massage. She works with people who have been told that body pain is normal and helping them relieve that pain. And she's helping them relieve that pain. So she's the person to take away your pain. So if you have any pain, she's the one that you need to talk to. And speaking of that, before even, she also loves traveling. She's been to a lot of places. She loves exploring and discovering new cultures, languages, and she's a soon-to-be #1 international best-selling author. She's contributing to a book with one of the publishers. I forgot the name. But and that book is expected to go live at the end of August. So we'll post all the information on the show notes, so you can give her a boost when that comes around. So and the one thing that really wowed me when I talked to her, on top of over and beyond all the story and all she's doing, is that she's worked with some absolutely the type of people that will make you wow. For example, have you guys heard of this singer from Colombia? She's okay. She can sing, she can dance, she can shake it a little bit too. She has one or two, decent hits. Shakira, she worked with Shakira. She massaged Shakira with some of her body issues and pains. And she even took that to the next level. Before that, she did the world tour with Janet Jackson in 1998 and 99. So basically, she's a massage therapist of celebrities. If you want to be massaged, if you want to get access, if you want to see what it feels to have the same treatment, VIP treatment that these celebrities have, talk to Annie. Anyways, Annie, without any further ado, welcome to the show, my friend.
Can I take you with me everywhere, Payman?
Please? Oh, please. Hey, I can make myself small just on your carry on, okay?
Thank you. What an intro. Wow. I'm impressed myself. It's like
I'm glad to hear that. Anyways, tell us, first thing first, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Your day's starting, my day's winding down. It's 95 degrees, hot, sunny, gorgeous, dry. So what can go wrong?
Go for a walk in the later on, or by the beach, or
I live about half an hour from the beach. It's not so bad.
Okay. So I don't know if you remember the types of conversation that I want to have on my podcast is to, sure, we're going to talk about your professional life, your business achievements and all that. But what my show is about is having a look under the hood, so to speak, to see what's in your heart, to get to know you heart to heart, to see who's Annie first and foremost as a person, as a human being, as a woman, before the business woman. So ready?
Oh, absolutely. Bring it on. I love it.
All right. So tell us, for people who don't know you, over and beyond the little bit that I shared, who's Annie as a person, as a human being?
Well, someone that wants to leave the legacy of life is about experiences. It's about creating memories, meeting people, getting to know people, traveling, learning new cultures, enjoying food, making friendships, relationships, and just having fun. And then when I'm about over 100, which my number is 103, and my 100th birthday party, everyone is invited. I just have to say it's going to be Chippendale dancers, just so you know.
And when you reach that magic number, guess what? You're gonna be back on my podcast.
Oh, there you go. That's awesome. So, you know, it's like when I'm at that age, I don't want to look back and say, what if or why not? Because I'm 54 and honestly, I have done so far everything that I've wanted to do. So that's me.
All right, awesome. So I'm going to now to ask you a series of rapid fire questions to further get to know you as a person. Ready?
Let's do it.
All right. What makes you happy?
Traveling.
Wow, me too. You're speaking my language right here. Traveling is my drug. What makes you smile?
Oh my God. Doesn't take much. Good food.
Oh, and Armenian food is right up there in the top.
As long as there is meat,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a happy gal.
Oh, yes, I'm with you. So, what makes your heart come alive? What sets your soul on fire?
Oh my God. Okay, I know this may sound cliche, but great example. The other day, I had a brand new client walk into my office, and she was so nervous because she's been in pain for a long time, seen so many practitioners, and she wasn't expecting anything massive, anything like, oh my God, this is gonna like get rid of my pain. And then after treatment, I finished, she started crying. Of course, in my head, I'm thinking, what did I do? But first time in years that she felt no pain.
Wow.
That, I think I get more excited than the clients do because to them, they're kind of like expected. But even almost 30 years I've been doing this, I still get so excited. And not because I'm sure there is a little bit of Ada gal, you know, my ego boost, but it's just so, I just love it. That gives me so much passion that I made a difference in that person's life.
Absolutely.
And I followed up with her 2 days later just to see how's her pain. She goes, it's gone. I love that. That is just so cool.
Beautiful indeed. Now, we're going to talk more about that later on. But now, tell us, on the other side of the spectrum, what makes you sad and angry?
Injustice. People that judgmental and don't always see like glass half full people, you know? I mean, naturally, there's so much of that around us. Why not look at the positive end of it? Just see the good. And believe me, I am not all about, I don't go hugging trees. I'm not a happy-go-lucky.
Does it even
like
work?
Huh?
Does it even work, hugging trees?
I don't know. Oh, yeah. Sometimes I do touch a tree because of the earthing. You know, it's energetics.
Sure.
But, you know, and I always say, like, don't ever piss me off because I'm very strong, I'm aggressive, and the crazy kicks in, not a good combination. But generally, I'm a very positive person, and there's so much good around the world, you know?
Absolutely.
Why not embrace it?
Absolutely.
So
I agree.
that's, yeah. And being real. Being real, no BSing, no. I always say my facial expressions cannot lie.
Exactly. No, it's all about being authentic, genuine, and real, because that's when the true magic happens. That's when you can really connect with someone heart to heart.
Yep.
Beautiful. Now, what scares you?
Dark. Literally. As tough as I look, oh my God. No,
Wow.
dark. Night, dark. pitch dark scares me. I don't know.
Beautiful.
But outside of that, thing is not being able to take care of myself as a single woman. That's, yeah.
Well, you're working hard for that, so you'll be okay. You'll be okay.
I think so. I think so.
Yeah. What would you say is your number one personal superpower?
Oh, I don't give up.
Oh, that's huge. Yes.
I think I got that from my dad.
Mm.
I don't give up. Yeah.
Oh,
Doesn't
wow.
matter how long it would take me. I'm going to, yeah.
That's beautiful. I want to unpack that later. Let me just note this, not giving up. Because that's a huge, huge, huge topic. Absolutely. All right. Now, you like traveling, right? Just a
Oh,
little bit.
yes.
All right. All right. Okay. I'm not going to talk about traveling because we can do not just an entire show, but an entire podcast just on traveling. But I want to take you down a different type of traveling, equally fun, and that is down memory line. Go back to when you were growing up. When we were kids, people around us, parents, relatives, friends, neighbors, teachers, always ask us, "Honey, what do you want to become when you grow up?" What does you answer to that as a little girl?
You know what? I've thought about that several times, and I don't think I ever had an answer. But one thing I can say, when I was little, I always wanted to be a boy.
What?
Because
Why?
I was a tomboy. My
Oh,
friends were only guys. I would play hockey, soccer, beat up guys. I didn't have girlfriends.
beat up guys.
Big time, big time. My parents say first day of first class, 7 years old. They call both my parents to classroom. The teacher goes, I walk into the classroom and there's this girl running on the desks and about 5 guys crying and running behind her saying, Ani, we're going to kill you when we catch you. They ended up changing my classroom because the parents complained too much.
What did you do to those poor boys?
I probably beat them up because I was, yeah.
Wow.
But
Okay.
my parents wanted me to be, and my mom wanted to be a pilot,
Oh,
of
just like me.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I never had, I can ever recall what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Okay. Beautiful. Now, what was your relationship with school? Did you love school or did you hate school?
Oh, I loved school. I was a straight A student with
Nice.
the F as a behavior.
Now that is something worth. We can do an entire episode on that. Okay. What was your favorite subject in school?
Oh, the PE class, of course.
Sports. Any specific
Oh,
sports in particular?
well, our
Boxing?
teacher, she's a PE teacher. Actually, he got me into volleyball
Oh,
because that's
wow.
what the game he loved, which I ended up playing for Armenia national team. So,
Wow. How tall are you?
oh, I'm not that tall. I'm only 5'7", but for my generation, I was considered tall.
Wow.
I remember our neighbors used to say, oh my God, how are we going to find a guy for you to marry? You're so tall.
Hey, you
I was
did.
one of the shortest ones on my team, but most of my teammates were Russian girls, like 6'2",
Yeah,
6'3".
those are tall.
There's only 5'7", but I was a really good defense player. So
You didn't tell me that you played for the national team of Armenian volleyball. Boo. Next time
I
you have to
have
tell me
a
that, you know?
lot of things.
Okay, that's awesome. Wow. Let me write this down. Played for the
From 1986 to 90. Played 4
wow.
years. I played for Armenia national team. Yeah.
Did you go to any international tournaments like
Not international. We did a
World
lot of
Cup, European
Soviet
Championships, or
Union,
Olympics?
not European, Soviet Union. We went to several Soviet Union championships.
Okay.
That's how I traveled all over former Soviet Union that now most of them are
Yeah,
independent countries,
sure. Well, between which year to which year?
86 to 90,
Wow.
long time ago.
So how was it traveling with a team?
Oh my God, it was amazing. I loved it. We had a blast.
Wow.
So much fun.
What would you say was the best thing each time you went to the team for a game, for a tournament or whatever?
You know, it was well, look, I grew up in Armenia, in Soviet
Mm,
Union. It's a very kind of a male dominant country.
sure.
You know, as a woman going away, we have only like two coaches keeping an eye on like 10, 11 girls. So and naturally I have this mischievous in me. So some of my teammates would smoke and a coach will come knock on the door and I would open the door a little bit and he'd go, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing." You know, because the girls were like be smoking.
Yeah.
They're just like trying to get away with things,
Oh,
you know.
absolutely. Normal thing that boys and girls at that age do. Yeah. How were your parents supportive of you playing volleyball at a competitive
Yes.
level?
I was very fortunate because my dad is Egyptian Armenian and they're more open-minded. You know, my aunt, my dad's younger sister, played volleyball just like me. She actually went to the same college. She ended up being one of my professors in college. So she's the same. She played volleyball for Armenia national team. So I just kind of followed her footsteps.
You know, now
So
that I
yeah.
think about it, my mother also played volleyball, but she played for high school university back in Kabul. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. Wow, cool. Awesome. Now, what was your least favorite subject in school?
Math.
Me too.
Hate it.
Why?
Even though I just didn't get it, some of it.
Was
And
it the
also, I
teacher
think
that
it
put
was
you off? Was it the teacher that put you off,
the
or you just numbers
teachers.
put you to sleep?
No, it was the teachers. And I tell
Ah,
you why, because I used to travel a lot with
mm,
volleyball team. But I would take my books and study. And as soon as I would come, the first day, he would call me to the blackboard and test me. And I already knew. And he would get pissed off because you can't be good at both,
sure,
you know. And so, yeah, he would just constantly test me. And that would piss me off.
sure. Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah, I didn't care much. I think I didn't care about it. But because both my parents were engineers, mechanical engineers, and they thought that's the path I'm going to take because I'm the first daughter, older one. And I was like, not doing that. You're muted.
Sorry, my bad. So, are you still in touch with any of the girls that you played volleyball for the national team?
I am with a couple
Ah,
of them. They're Russian, so after college they moved back to Russia. So sometimes we do connect, not just over like Zoom or Facebook. We do connect and remember the good old days. So yeah,
you speak Russian?
I do. I do. That's
Ah,
that's why my official second language.
no. Хорошо, хорошо. That's
Очень
all
хорошо. Yeah.
I...
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow. I didn't know that you played volleyball at that level. Wow, that's amazing. We can do an entire episode just on that because I played football. I played not to a national level, but I played up to under 15 nationals. When I was growing up in the south of France, and I loved going with the
Yeah.
boys. The
Oh,
tournaments. It's because of football that I was very good and I love geography. I get to know all the little city and towns in Europe because of European Cup games, travel to places because of football.
yeah.
And each time you
Yeah.
come together, you form like a bond that you don't get anywhere else. For me, the two greatest schools of life have been sports and traveling. And some people say military, but I didn't do the military myself. So these are the things that really creates bonds for life. I love that. Wow.
Agree until now. Yeah. Until now, when I went back to Armenia 22 years after, I got together some of my friends over there, and it was like I just left yesterday. It was so cool.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow. So Let's go back to when you were in high school. Imagine we were in the same class in grade 10 or grade 11. What kind of girl were you? Were you like the shy one, the nerd one,
Oh, no, no, no,
the
no, no,
life
no,
of the
no.
party?
The life, yeah, no. I was the one that all the guys will come and say, hey, Ani, let's go. We're going to play. I played hockey and soccer, like I said. I was the only female. Our team name was Ani, and I was the goalie. So, no, I was a bully to the bullies. It would piss me off that, the girls would get beat up by bullies or bullied, and I would beat up the bullies. Oh
Wow.
no, I was very mischievous.
Were you
No.
popular with the boys?
Oh, in Armenia, at my time, you didn't date.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, no, no. That was
Okay.
nobody tell you anything. The sex didn't exist. You didn't date until you get married. Oh no,
Okay.
no,
Okay.
no.
Who's
No, no.
no worries. Okay. What was your very first job? And do you remember how much you got paid the first time you did a job?
Oh, are you kidding me? Of course. Well, in Armenia, I didn't get a job because, I went to college
Yeah.
and then right after college with my family and
Or even
back
a summer
home,
job, whatever, when we do
we
in high
didn't,
school,
we
whatever.
didn't do stuff like
Oh,
that.
okay.
No, no, we didn't have. But here, I always make fun, actually. When we moved here, I was going to school to learn English, and I started working at the Tarzana Armenian Deli at $4.25 an hour.
Holy cow.
$4.25 an hour, because that was the minimum wage in 92, 93.
And what was your
I
job?
worked there, huh?
What was the job?
I was making mean pita bread sandwiches and lavash
Wow.
catering sandwiches. Oh,
Yeah.
I can make some tight, roll them really tight sandwiches.
Nice. You're a good chef?
I mean, I can cook. Yeah, I can cook. Definitely.
Awesome.
You know.
What's the national dish of Armenia?
Well, it depends which Armenia
Oh,
you're talking about.
which region? Yes.
Like growing up, I grew up with very Middle Eastern food because of my dad being Egyptian Armenian.
Okay.
So I grew up with a lot of, like manta. I don't know if you know. Yeah, in Lebanon, I think they do manta. A lot of Arabic food I grew up with.
Okay. Wow. Amazing.
But traditional Armenian food is the kebab, that you do with the wood fire that smells. You just want to like bottle up that smell and sell it. So good.
So you said you moved from Armenia to the US in 92. What made you guys move?
Well, in 1988, there was a huge earthquake in Armenia,
Oh,
and we
yes.
lost our home. We lived in our garage for 3 years. So my dad is like, okay, two girls, there's no future here. I want something better for you. And so we had a lot of relatives here. They sponsored us. So we came, and I'm so grateful.
Absolutely.
I always say I was born to live in the US.
Same for me here. Even though I was born in Afghanistan, I left when I was 3.5, 4, and I couldn't be more grateful for that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow, beautiful. Now, let's move forward. Tell us how was your path from the moment you left school to now? Would you say it was pretty much straightforward, smooth sailing? Once you get into one lane, one career, you were set for life? Was it like turns and twists, like a roller coaster?
No turns and twists. I honestly, once I decided, I reinstated my diploma year. Once I decided I'm going to get into massage therapy, my only turn and twist was, my dad was an engineer. He's like, do that as a hobby on the side, get a 9-to-5 job. It's a security. And I was like, that's not for me. I've never had a 9-to-5 job in my life. So
Beautiful.
yeah. And I love it. I love it.
Tell us about your path. What have you done in terms of careers, in terms of professions?
So I started as a massage therapist. I was working at the chiropractic office at $8 an hour.
Oh, so big upgrade from $4.25 to $8. Good job. Okay.
Well, so that was like, oh my God.
Almost
And
double,
then
yeah.
I got a raise $10 an hour.
Who?
this
Party,
is
make it rain, girl,
amazing.
make it rain.
I know, I was like, baby. And then I got my very first house client, $25 an hour.
Holy balling, eh?
She was my client. She was this amazing older Jewish woman. She was a client for 13 years.
Wow.
And in those 13 years, even though I never raised her price, but every few years, she would raise it herself by $5.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I know. But by the time we were at $65, she was paying me, I was already charging over $100. But I'm like, she's 80, 82. I love her. It was just, oh, so amazing. Yeah. When I was in about 15 years into my massage, but I don't do regular massage. It was just more of a pain relief because I had so much passion to learning just unique techniques, something that I can give relief really fast. So then I was like, you know what? Since I'm doing this, maybe I should learn nutrition because there is a connection. And then I'm like, well, since I'm doing this, one day I was at this webinar and there was a guest speaker, a doctor. She was analyzing the webinar host genetic report. And as I was listening her analyze it, I was in awe. I'm like, I want to learn that. That is so freaking cool. So I went back to school and I got my translational nutrigenomics certification. So now I just combine it all. It's so much fun. So much fun.
Beautiful. What made you choose to go into the massage therapy world at the start?
Well, so I reinstated my diploma in the US, my bachelor's in kinesiology. And of course, I grew up with education is everything. So I wanted to get my master's, either becoming physical therapist or a chiropractor. And where I live, CSUN is very close and they have an amazing physical therapy program. So I go there, they look at all my paperwork, everything. They're like, everything looks good. Go to orientation, decide when you want to start. I'm getting all excited. I go to orientation. I'm sitting, everything is cool until the professor says, and we get 6 new cadavers every year.
Oh,
I was like, that is not happening. I'm terrified of dead bodies. I don't even go to funerals. So that was the end of me getting my master's in either physical therapist or chiropractor, because both of them you needed to dissect cadavers. And so I'm like, okay, I studied massage in college back home. Let's make sure massage school doesn't have any cadavers involved. Massage school it is.
so remember in school, in high school specifically, in biology, they make us dissect frogs. Were you enjoying that?
Oh, that was fun. Oh my God. No. Yeah,
You're funny.
no, that was fun.
But not people,
Not
eh?
humans.
Oh,
No.
wow. Okay. Wow. My parents wanted me to be a doctor, but I can't stand the sight of blood. Even now, whenever I go for any even blood transfusion, whatever, or even shots for whatever, I faint. I literally faint. Seriously. So
I'm a little better than you. I don't faint, but when I go to give blood, I sit down and I go like this. They're like, we haven't done anything. I said, I cannot see needle. And I said, do not hurt me. Yeah, I cannot see needle.
I tell the nurse, you can cut my arm if you want, but don't put a needle inside of me. That's funny. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, wonderful. Let's move forward. There's a saying that says, change your story, change your life. By story, I mean what we tell ourselves in our head. So when Annie, you were at some of your darkest or lowest moment in your life, how did you change your story internally to change your reality externally?
Okay, there's a couple of ways I do. One of them is I think of there are so many people that living the life that I want to live. What makes them better than I am? What is it they have? Are they smarter than I am? Do they have family that gives them money? Like, what is it? And why not me?
Why not me? That's a very powerful question. Why not
Yeah,
me?
why not
What
me?
if it works? You know, people always say, oh, it's not gonna work. But what if it does?
Exactly. You know, wasn't it, what's his name? Edison, that
Yeah,
they said, why you keep trying? You tried 1,000 times and didn't work. Give it up. He goes,
9,000 times.
no, I found out 1,000 wrong ways to do it.
Yeah,
All I
yeah,
need to do is just find one the right way.
exactly.
So that's it. Even if I, you know, it's just, I just can't imagine giving up.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow. That is so true. Now, let's move forward. You know, tell us about your business, your what you're doing now.
Oh my God, this year so far has been amazing, and there's so much cool stuff coming up. So beginning of the year, I decided this is the year I'm going to put myself out there, getting on different podcasts, getting on speaking stuff, you know, connecting with certain people. That's how I ended up with the book with Ken Honda, you know, and then speaking things, collaborating with other practitioners, doing workshops. I'm just getting out there, and it's so exciting. It's like really amazing. I'm getting to a point that, like, what I want to do, like where I want to be in a couple of years, I can see it. Like I can totally see it. Me, like, you know, I mean, last time we spoke and you said that picture behind you, it's not a background, it's what it is.
It's one floor
Like,
above me.
that's what I'm saying. I want to be able to book a flight tomorrow, come there, rent an apartment for 2 months, 3 months, and say, this is where I'm going to do my consultations over Zoom for the next 2, 3 months.
Yalla
I
Habibi, you'll
can
love it
see
here.
that.
Seriously, it's beautiful here.
Yeah. So that's what I can see. And sometimes it's a little scary, but it's exciting. It
Exactly.
really gets me excited.
The unknown, you know, exploration, adventure, spontaneity. And I'm telling you, once I tell people, once they come and travel, wherever they go, they will feel much more alive than when they were. Because when you're in your regular routine, at the end it just becomes boring. There's no excitement. Whereas in a place like this, even something as simple as going to the supermarket, going to eat, trying new restaurant becomes an adventure, or even getting lost in the streets and exploring. That's exciting.
That's
Meeting
my
new
favorite.
people. Yeah,
No agenda.
yeah. You know
Yeah.
what in some cities, I just get on the subway and get off at random stops and just get lost.
Yep. When I was
Explore
in
day.
Venice,
Yeah.
every morning I would go to a train station and I would buy a round trip ticket for just an hour away or half an hour away.
Yeah.
And I would just go to that city and just walk around. And then in a train, I would talk to whoever that was local. Like, give me a couple of like restaurants where I should go. And I said, don't give me touristy places. Give me where locals go. And I would just write the addresses and then go walk around and just, you know, and then evening come back to my hotel.
Exactly. This is what life
Yeah.
is about. So yeah, go explore. The world is beautiful. The more you travel, the more you realize, wow, this world is beautiful. And from my perspective, I find it a waste, even criminal to some extent, to limit yourself just to the 50 miles where you were born and spend all your life there. You know, the world is so beautiful.
It's amazing. It's, yeah, like, you know, I always tell people, like, I can see myself walking in Avignon.
Oh
To
yes, Pont
where,
d'Avignon, on the bridge of Avignon. Oh yes, sur le pont d'Avignon, on y
don't-
danse, on y danse. Na, 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 na. That reminded me of my youth singing that song. You know.
Well, I grew up singing Frère Jacques, le Frère
Frère
Jacques,
Jacques,
dormez-vous.
dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Sonnez les matines, ding, ding, dong. Ah, I love
Yeah,
it. Amazing.
I
Okay.
grew up singing that song because,
Wow.
French was my third official language, even though I
Wow.
don't
Okay.
remember that much anymore. But yeah, I remember those songs.
That's amazing. Wow. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. You still speak French?
Un peu, un peu.
Okay. I know when you don't have any opportunity to practice it, that's hard. You're in Los Angeles, right? I'm sure you can go to the Alliance Française, the French
Huh.
alliance. They are in every city in Los Angeles, a massive city. They have one. Oh, there's a beautiful app called Meetup. It's in
Oh,
all of
yeah.
the big cities in the world. Go there, and I'm sure there is an event for French speakers. Or another thing, there's a lot of language exchange groups, and even on Meetup, here, for example, in Kuala Lumpur, before when I was in Bangkok or in Hong Kong or whatever, there are language exchange meetups every Saturdays and Sundays or Wednesday nights or whatever. Go there, meet people, and practice language.
I should check it out. Well, right now, a couple of months ago, I was learning Italian because I love
Ah,
Italian. And then I learned, once I found out that in December I'm going to Spain. So
mm,
I changed it. Now I'm
ah,
studying Spanish.
yeah. Just don't mix them all because it all end up like a soup.
A little bit, some of the words, but Spanish, Italian also, it's really easy language because it's not like French.
No, French is hard.
It's much easier.
I learned Italian by myself without taking a single class, just by listening to music and the football, and now I'm pretty much fluent. Italian is easy, but the thing is, once you speak one of the Latin languages, you can learn the other easy. And if you speak Italian or Spanish, sometimes when I speak with my friends in Italian, or Spanish, I use some Italian words, or when I speak in Portuguese, I use some Spanish words and vice versa.
Yeah.
But they understand each other because it's the same thing,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because once I transferred my Duolingo from Italian to Spanish, I was like, oh, this is easy. So much of
Yeah.
the same, like very similar, only very small differences.
But I would say
So, yeah.
Spanish is more difficult than Italian. Italian is probably one of the easiest languages to learn out there from personal experience. I speak 6 languages. The only 2 languages I learned in school are English and French. All the others, I learned it by myself without stepping a second in a classroom. So find something. One way that really helped me learning those languages was find something that you're really passionate about. For example, for me, it was music. Music and football. For me, I always tell people, my 2 Italian professors were first football, especially AC Milan, and 2 Italian music. I loved Italian music. And that's how I learned. And Brazilian,
grew up,
same thing.
I grew up with Celentano. I grew up with
Oh, yes.
that
Who?
Toto Cutugno.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All these. That's what we listen in my family.
Exactly. So yeah, for French, do that. I'm sure you can find some channels or whatever, YouTube videos on YouTube or channels on French. Oh, even better, watch old French movies from the 50s to the 90s. They're amazing movies, especially comedies. There's one guy, probably my all-time favorite actor, is a French comedian, Louis de Funès.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? I grew up with Louis de Funès.
I love this guy. I love
with his, I watched it in Russian, but Aliens. Remember his movie Aliens? Oh my God, I grew up with Louis de Funès.
I would die if I were to see Louis de Funès in Russia. That would kill me.
Oh, it was hysterical with his bold. Oh yeah, Louis de
Facial
Funès.
expression. I have an uncle of mine that came visit us from Afghanistan and France. Of course, he didn't speak a word of French, but just put the movies of Louis de Funès. At first, I tried to translate for him. He said, "No, stop! Don't, no need." He was crying, literally. He was crying of laughter. You don't need to understand it. His facial expression, his eyes are like this.
Yeah. Oh no, I love
He's
his
the best.
movie. Yeah.
So watch those. You can find some clips of that, and Yeah, this is how you can really practice and learn. Find something that you
There's a
enjoy.
great podcast I watch. It's called Coffee Break.
Yes.
It's a coffee break French, coffee break Italian. So
Mm,
when I'm driving, I just listen to it. It's pretty cool because I
yeah.
just want to learn the conversational, you know.
Wow, beautiful. Listen, I love talking to you. So fun. It's amazing. But let's get back to your business. So tell us more. How do you work with your clients? What is how do you help them overcome their pain?
So, I do help them a couple of different ways. I do have a brick and mortar where I do
Oh, okay.
hands-on manual therapy.
Mm.
So, and usually if you don't have pain, I don't take you as a client. I'm
What kind
very
of pain?
specialized. Let's say back pain, neck
Mm.
pain, foot pain, knee pain, shoulders. And most of the time I see clients, by the time they end up in my office, they've already been to several doctors, several practitioners, and then someone refers them to me. I never advertised ever in my life. It's just word of mouth.
What
My
causes the pain?
clients.
Do you work with injuries, with sports related pain, or
All of it,
chronic pain, or
injuries, traumas,
okay.
could be injuries, traumas, could be chronic pain, something they was little and then it stayed. So it just depends.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah, all kinds of.
How
So
long? Go ahead.
go
Sorry.
ahead.
No, no, go ahead. Go
Oh
ahead.
no. Most of the time my sessions are, I have very high client turnover, which I take it as a compliment. And that's
Mhm.
actually one of my clients said the other day. She goes, Ani, I know I haven't seen you for so long. She goes, it's your fault. You fix me and then you teach me techniques that I do as soon as I feel my pain coming on. And then I don't need to come and see you.
A lot of practitioners, they make sure you come back to see them. They make sure they
Unfortunately,
keep
I
you.
know. And
But
yeah.
you're awesome, and I agree with that. That you have a high turnover. It means that you don't just give them a short-term fix. You actually fix them, help them.
Well, one of the things that's why I love doing workshops and stuff, because there's so many self-help techniques that you can do
Mm,
as a
mm.
preventative or maintenance tools that, yes, I have some clients that see me as a maintenance, once a month, once every couple of months. They don't have pain. They come in, I check their whole body, and then I release whatever needs to be released, and then we're done.
Beautiful.
And that's what I love.
So how did you end up working with Shakira and Janet Jackson,
Well,
first of all?
her Janet's choreographer was best friends with Shakira's assistant.
Ah,
And one day they called me, they're like, Shakira's coming to town. Is there any way you can go see her? And of course, I was going to say yes. It's Shakira. Come on.
yeah.
And she was just adorable, just this tiny, cute little thing.
Oh, really?
And
Yeah, she's what, like 5'1", 5'2"?
yeah, very like short, very petite, just adorable.
Wow.
The same with Janet. Janet also very like
Wow.
petite, small, very shy, very shy.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. It's
So so
I'm,
you said she was adorable in person, and how long did you work with her, Shakira?
oh, Shakira. I just not long at all. I work with her very short. It's Janet that I worked with her about 2-3 years. Yeah,
Wow.
about that time. It's fun. It's fun working with them. I have a funny story.
Go ahead. Yeah.
I had when I had my clinic, I had like 4 treatment rooms. This was a few years back. I had to watch my niece. At the time she was 5 years old.
Mm.
I guess my sister had to do something. Anyway, so I put her in one of the treatment rooms. I'm like, honey, this is your computer. Watch your cartoons. This is drawing for you. Auntie has a client. You cannot bother when the client comes. And the client was Guillermo del Toro,
Wow.
the famous director. He directs a lot of horror movies.
Mm.
So he comes, I'm in a room, and of course, smack middle of the treatment, my niece knocks on the door. Auntie, auntie. I'm like, Guillermo, I am so sorry. My niece, he goes, oh, honey, I'm Mexican. It's okay. We're used to family bothering us. I'm like, okay. So
Beautiful. Beautiful.
it's cool. It's,
How, I mean, at the end of the day, they're all people. What does it take to work successfully with a celebrity versus a normal person? Is there any differences?
no, to me, there is no difference. My
Yeah.
only ask is, as long as you respect me, you don't treat
Mm,
me, I'm not your servant.
mm,
You're just a regular person. And I've been fortunate enough, any famous person I've worked with or I work with, they're all down to earth. They're very nice. They're not those egotistical, like,
mm.
oh, just because who I am,
Yeah,
you have to treat me for free or whatever. No,
yeah,
no,
beautiful.
I've been very fortunate. They're nice, regular people, you know?
So you said you worked with Janet Jackson for 3 years.
Yeah.
Did you get to know her personally or become friends with her or?
Not friends with her, but I was, since when I was traveling with her, you know, we did like 4 months of US. I was on her bus because I had to be very close. I stayed every hotel that she stayed.
So you get to see her shows for free and all that?
Oh my God, over 100 shows. Yes.
Fly first class,
Oh, yes.
private jet?
Private jet.
Oh, wow.
I call it my, you know, I saw how the top 1% kind of lived. I got used to like staying at Ritz-Carlton's and Four Seasons.
Hey, why don't
You
you
know,
use that as your leverage to become the massage therapist of those celebrities? She can connect you to people she knows, and before you know it, you get five
uh-uh.
clients and you're good. You're set.
I don't like that. You know,
Really?
I was like, I don't ever want to do a tour, even though her tour was amazing. But no, that's just not my thing.
Did you get to meet
That's not my
Michael?
thing.
Did you meet to meet your brother Michael Jackson?
Not him. I didn't get to meet him, but I met Tito, the other Latoya, the other sister, forget her name, and the other brother. I actually I did spend the weekend in Neverland.
Oh, wow.
We had a huge party because Tito has 3 sons and they had their birthday parties. Birthdays are very close to each other. So they did a huge party in Neverland. So we got to spend the weekend in there. And that was awesome. That was so much
Wow.
fun.
So you didn't get to even come close to meeting Michael?
No, no, we didn't.
Was he away or he didn't want to meet anyone?
No, he was away. He was away. He
Uh,
wasn't there because we could be, you know, Neverland. There's so many stories and stuff. But we got to go in all of the house, and there was a guest book. There's a main housekeeper said, you know, please write in a guest book. He loves to read when he comes home.
mm.
And it was fun. It was great experience.
When was the
Yeah.
last time you talked to Janet?
Oh, it's been years.
So you're not in touch with her or
Oh, no, not at all.
send her a message? Hey, if you want to get a massage,
I know she just had a concert in LA. I know I have a
Oh, she
couple of
still
friends.
does those? Wow.
She still does, yeah. Yeah, I heard a couple of my friends went to
Mm,
her concert here. But
wow.
you know, it was a great experience, and
Sure. Wow.
it was fun.
Phenomenal. Wow. So between between us, which one of those did you enjoy working with the most? Janet or Shakira?
Well, Janet, I worked so much longer,
Yeah.
you know, it's so much longer.
Shakira was
So
just one time?
just one time.
Ah,
Yeah, Janet
okay.
was so much longer. And we would have fun. Look, I was in America for very few years.
Mm,
I came in 92. I think I met her in 96.
mm.
So I was like still learning English. Oh, they were making fun of my English, my pronunciation of my
Really?
words. Oh yeah. Oh my God. I sang my first karaoke in Japan, in Tokyo, with her. The song I picked was Bad Bad Girls, and that's the only words I knew of the whole song. So
How did you connect with her? How did you get introduced to her?
So when I was working at the chiropractor office, you know, the chiropractor will connect me with his patients, I would massage them before they would see him. So I knew there was a girl I was working on. I knew she was a dancer, but I had no idea who she worked with, what she did. And then one day I get a phone call that Tina Landon referred me to so-and-so, but they wouldn't tell me who it was. But I need to do a house call in Malibu. This is the address, but there is no number on the house. It's a white house. And if I see this address and this address, that white house is in between, that's the house. And just because I trusted Tina, I knew, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go. So I walk in, you know, I set up my table and then I'm waiting. And all of a sudden this tiny little thing, Shy, walks in and I was like, that's Janet. That was cool. So I worked on her a few times for a while, and then I get a call one day that, do I want to go on a tour with her? I'm like, yes, I'm packing. But you know what was so interesting? When I'm with my family, we moved to US. I was, you know, at the time it was Soviet Union, right? So as soon as we moved, Soviet Union collapsed. So I had no citizenship of any country. I had my
How do you
green card.
travel? Wow.
Exactly.
No passport.
And
Wow.
so they had to get this thing called white passport for people like me that have no citizenship of any country. So they had to get visa for every country I went to. Japan denied my visa because they said I'm a communist. I was born in Soviet Union. So when I went to Australia, Sydney, I went to Japanese consulate in Sydney and got my visa to go to Japan. That's how I was able to go to Japan.
Wow.
And then I'm in Australia, my family gets the letter that we are called for swearing in because I already passed my history exam and everything, you know, and I'm out of country. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to throw my papers away. They're going to ship me back to Armenia. So Janet's managers had to write a letter that she's out of country, she's working. So my whole family went, became citizens. And then when I came back in January, February 99, then I went to a convention center in LA here by myself with 6,000 close and personal friends with our little US flag and got sworn in to become a citizen.
You went with 6,000 friends?
Well, I call it, there's like, you know, they put you in a convention center.
Okay.
Like
Wow.
tons of
Whoa.
people.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah,
You've
my
had quite a
family.
life. Wow.
So,
Amazing.
yeah.
Wow. From playing, you know, bullying kids in school to beating up boys to playing for the national team and being the massage therapist of Janet Jackson and Shakira. Wow. So what's next for you?
Well, what I would love to do, actually, I see myself doing a TED Talk. I would love to be on a TED stage, to do a TED Talk, to travel the world, to speak, you know, share my message and help as many people as I can to live without pain. That is my passion.
And
That's what I would
honestly,
love.
with the life you've lived, the story you have, it shouldn't be hard for you to get into a TEDx, even at the big one like LA.
We'll see. That's definitely my within the next couple of years, it's on my, like, I can see myself on a TEDx stage.
I can connect you to some people that I know that I've had on my podcast that actually do that, coach people to get into TEDx if you want.
I am working with someone, from Canadian, to, I think Corey Portier.
Yeah, you're in great hands. He's awesome. Yeah, keep working with him. Yeah.
I'm working with him to help me get there. Yeah.
Beautiful. So back to your business. So you said you don't do any marketing, you just get your clients through word of mouth?
Just referrals. Yeah.
Wow. Share with us an example of the most remarkable transformation you've seen from one of your clients so far.
Oh my God, there is several. One really cool one. Oh, actually, one that I want. So there's a Russian doctor, Dr. Rasturchininov, who teaches in Arizona. He's an MD, but he teaches medical massage. He has a school, but he has an
Okay.
online publication. It's an international science of massage publication online. And as practitioners, medical massage practitioners, we can submit interesting cases. So I know there's a Russian guy here who does amazing sports massage therapist, and he's originally from Ukraine. And actually, every Olympic, he goes back to Ukraine to work with Olympic team.
Wow.
So he's like, Ani, why don't you submit a case? So I'm like, okay, I came up with one of the interesting cases I had, which was a woman had a surgery, partial mastectomy for cancer, of breast cancer. And right after surgery, she lost her balance. She couldn't drive, she couldn't walk straight. Her doctor sent her to physical therapy, but she couldn't go because she was so dizzy. So she was referred to me by a client of mine, and her neighbor had to drive her because she lived at Venice Beach, which is about, with LA traffic, no traffic is about 40 minutes.
So with traffic, 3 days, huh?
Oh yeah, there you go, depending on the traffic. So she drives her to my office. I worked on her, and just one 45-minute session, her balance was restored. So I submitted that case. That case was, they picked it to be case of the month. And then end of the year, they vote on which case is the best case, most educational, interesting case of the year. And my case won. So yeah, in 2012, my case won case of the month for the year of 2012, and I won $500 for it. So
More to add to the making it rain fund, huh? Wow, amazing, amazing,
So
amazing.
yeah, I mean, I've been so fortunate. I've had some amazing transformations, amazing
Sure.
clients. So it's great.
And honestly, the transformation is, for me, I'm sure it's something for you. The most beautiful things about business, number one, is a transformation and the impact I have in the lives of people I work with. And number two, the beautiful and wonderful friendships and relationships I build in the process. You know, the money is icing on the cake. The money is not the cake. The work, the impact, the friendships, the lives changed. That is the most beautiful. That is what business, this is what life is all about, as far as I'm concerned.
Agree. You know, some of my closest friends are the people that started as clients, and then we just became amazing friends, very close
Exactly.
friends.
These are
Yeah.
the best clients to work with, because you become more than a friend. Sorry, client become a friend, actually. Yes, beautiful. Wow, that is amazing. Now, I love talking to you. You have an amazing life, amazing story, and you're fun, very fun to talk to. But let's move forward. Let's start. Let me ask you now about, what would you say is a cause that you're deeply passionate about?
I have to say it's, you know, a lot of times people get into this healing health industry because of their personal journey. Mine was, I get pissed off. I get pissed off at people that say, oh, it's, you know, this is the cards I was dealt with. I guess I just have to live with pain. Or my doctor said it's normal for your age, for my age, to have those pain. I truly get pissed off at the people, like, why do you accept that? And that's why I constantly keep educating myself, reading and learning how to not only have the skills to make difference in someone's life, but also how can I get it across to you that you don't have to accept it. There is definitely a solution. You just haven't found one yet. Just because you tried a couple of things and didn't work, don't give up. Just keep looking for it.
Sure. Beautiful.
So yeah, that's why it gets me going every day.
Love that. Let's start wrapping things up. We'll definitely do a part 2 soon. I'd like to ask you now to finish a series of rapid fire questions on advices. Ready?
Ooh, okay.
Okay, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received so far?
Oh. Oh, to see my very first business advisors is, he said, I can see when I signed the list of my first clinic and I had all these butterflies in my stomach, he goes, I can exactly see what it's going to look like, what the patient, what type of people coming in. And I was like, where do you see it? This is just an empty place. Where do you see it? How do you see it? I couldn't see that shit. And I'm
Yeah.
like, he's just making up stuff. But now it's amazing how I see it. I feel it, the colors, sometimes the taste. I can tell you, like I became him.
Beautiful. Love that. What would you say has been so far the worst piece of advice you've received?
Well, I would say affirmation without action.
Mm,
Just sitting and saying affirmations, I'm sorry, that doesn't work.
mhm.
It has to
Actually,
follow with action. So I'm not going to
totally,
sit down and say that's, yeah.
absolutely agree with you. Imagine that you were blessed with a time machine and you can go back in time and sit face to face with an 18-year-old Annie. What's the number one piece of advice you would give to her knowing all that you know now?
Besides the skills, the technical skills of how to do what I do,
Mm,
learn business skills.
which specific one?
Just how to run a business, how to think not as a technician, but as a business owner. Because most health industry practitioners wish technicians. We want to learn the next skill, the next skill, the next best skill. That's what's gonna turn our business around instead of learning business skills.
Mm,
That's, I wish I knew. And investing, definitely.
investing in for the future, or investing in yourself.
For the future, for the
Okay,
future.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. What's the first thing you would ask her you would recommend her to invest in?
Well, my biggest thing would be index annuities.
Ah, okay.
Invest in index annuities. Doesn't go down, you don't lose it. And when it grows beautifully.
Mm. So
Consistency.
less making it rain and more of making it rain later, huh? Okay.
It's this is where you collect your money tax-free at the end.
Beautiful. Now, do you have your own podcast?
I don't, but since we've been talking last time, you have some wheels turning. You got me wheels turning.
Awesome. Beautiful. Imagine that we can talk about it after, but imagine you have a very successful podcast today, and today you're interviewing the most special person in the world, and that is yourself. What's the first question you want to ask yourself? Don't think too much. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Do you have any regrets?
Oh, and your answer is?
Just one. I didn't travel enough.
Were you waiting for your passport?
I am. My passport expires in January, so I sent that. I'm renewing. I'm waiting for it to come.
Good, 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 good. Good
But
job.
I'm
Good
going
job.
to Spain in December, so
All
I'm
right.
excited.
All right. Learn that Spanish. The more you learn, the better you'll be able to
Viva
enjoy.
España. Sí.
Claro que sí, señorita. Yeah. Have a paella for me, okay?
I love paella, of course,
Mm.
but of course,
Wash it down with some good sangria.
yes,
Awesome.
definitely.
Awesome. Now, I'd like to ask you a couple of more questions, but this time about something others. For example, what are you learning now?
In what sense?
Anything in
I'm
life?
constantly learning. Oh my God. I'm constantly listening to books,
Ah,
Constantly. I listen. I love to listen books. It's easier for me. Oh my God, what is it? I listen several books at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I'm listening with Attractor Factor by Joe Vitale.
Mm-hmm.
I'm listening to The Brain's Way of Healing by
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Norman Deutsch. And then
Beautiful.
I love listening to several podcasts and self-improvement. I love listening to, oh my God, what's his name? John. Okay, just flew out of my head.
No worries. No worries.
Yeah, it's here. Okay, anyway, it will come to me.
Mm.
It's somewhere here. Jim Rohn. Oh my God,
Oh
Jim Rohn.
yes. Oh yes.
I
Classic.
love listening Jim Rohn. One
Yes.
thing I remember I think it was like 1890 something, his talk. I love watching his old talks on YouTube. He
Mm-hmm.
said, don't wish for things to be easy. Wish for skills that you can deal with those hard things.
Love that.
That always is in my mind. Like, I don't want to say, oh, it's hard. When I say it's hard, that means I just don't have the skills to deal with them yet.
Exactly. Love that. That's a
Yeah.
beautiful quote. Beautiful. Awesome. The last question I will ask you, and that's my favorite question. I don't know if you remember it from our last conversation, and that is, what is the smallest thing you've done in your life? And by small, I don't mean something small. I mean the one thing that you've done that has had the greatest positive impact in both your life and business. For me, for example, it's been starting my podcast. What about you, Annie?
Learn, actually following my passion and not listening several business advisors to when they said you're leaving money on a table. When I said I'm going to concentrate on pain relief, and they're like, you should also offer regular massages because you're leaving money on a table. That was the biggest, best decision I've made, saying, I don't care. This is what I want to concentrate on. That's it.
Absolutely. Love that. If someone wants to connect with you, what's the best way to do so?
My website, I think, would be the best, laststopforpain.com, and 4 is a numeric 4.
Love that. Let me write this
Yeah.
down. Okay, what is it? Last stop for
Like,
pain?
I'm your last stop for pain.
For FOR or for number 4?
No, for number 4.
Ah, okay. Forpain.com. Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
What's the title of the book that's gonna be that you're taking part of?
Oh my God, I have no idea. I know it's
Really?
embarrassing. I was so excited that I got to write a chapter in it. All I remember is with Ken Honda. I'm like, I don't care. It's Ken Honda. So
Okay.
yeah, I'll find out. I'll start promoting as soon as we get some more details.
Have you started writing your chapter yet?
Oh, I've already submitted. It's all
Okay.
submitted.
What's your
Yes.
chapter about?
It's about what I know, body pain.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's exciting because that's going to be a segue, I think, to my own book,
Oh,
which
tell us about
I'm
that.
working on.
Mm,
Well, I think my book is mostly going to be on simplified version of what genetics, information is, because a lot of times people think of genetics as it's set in stone. Just because you have these genes, then there is nothing you can do, which
yeah.
is so not true. And so simplifying, just making it more relatable to people, like why someone says, oh, he's a gifted athlete, or, I'm sure you've heard some women say, oh, I gain weight just by looking at food.
Just by thinking about him.
Just by thinking about, yeah. So just giving the more of a layman's way of seeing things, what genetics can give you, the information it can give you.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
when your book is about to be launched, or even the multi-authored book you're taking part of, I'd be very happy to have you back on the podcast to promote it, talk about it, and Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
you're
Thank
welcome.
you.
And don't
Entertaining.
forget, you're coming back for the one when you reach 103rd birthday. That put on the
100th
calendar.
birthday.
100 and 103rd. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Awesome.
It's going to be some good cigars and some good cognac.
Oh, you're speaking my language. I got into cigars here in Kuala Lumpur, and I know some amazing, amazing, amazing lounges here. Seriously. Come here. You will love it here. All right. Listen, I salute you. You're a true leader with a heart. Keep shining your light. Keep blessing the world with your impact, your presence, your smile, your contribution, everything you do. Stay safe. Stay awesome. God bless you, my friend. We're definitely going to be talking soon and soon and soon and soon again. So have a fantabulous evening and talk to you again very soon. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Very welcome.